Okay, this is how we prune an apple tree here in Jamaica. First, I must say welcome to our channel based on local agriculture in Jamaica. Pruning an apple tree by cutting the lower branches in order to enhance airflow and the passage of sunlight. These are plantains. Plantain. And all this soil was recently tilled in preparation for transplanting cabbage seedlings. As you can see, there are some cabbage seedlings recently transplanted by me, of course, a few days ago, and some more will be added to this plot of prepared soil. Further out, you can see there are already established cabbage plants out there. More prepared land, recently tilled. Not a very good practice, but with this type of soil, clay, we have to till at least once a year to loosen up a little bit, enhance the air pockets in the soil for plants to thrive. This is a sugarcane, Jamaican sugarcane. We refer to it as a police stripe cane. This right here is dasheen. Food staple, can be cooked and be eaten. It's an edible food. Pumpkin wasn't supposed to be there, but it found itself there anyway. This right here is a very young coconut tree, recently planted about a year ago, or close to a year. This right here is a mound, a pile of dirt. It was dug out and then molded into a mound to create a yam hill, in which we plant yam heads that will further develop into edible yams as a food staple, right? Yeah, it is another one. And I'm actually standing under a pear tree right now, but there ain't no partridges in this pear tree. Due to global warming, it's almost impossible to farm without irrigation. This plant is called chocho in Jamaica here. We call this chocho. Don't know if it's in any other country by some other name. So the intention is to get it up this trellis. Up this trellis. This is another chocho plant. Chocho harbor. Chocho. So we call it Jamaica chocho. That's how we refer to this vegetable in Jamaica. It's chocho. More yam hills as a food staple, right? Most of these chocho was recently harvested. This right here is a pile of manure, chicken manure to be exact, that was piled here to break down. It will break down within the next 3 months to form compost that will be used in the farm as a organic fertilizer. More chocho. This one right here twinning. That's how we do. It's a vegetable, right? Really. Can be cooked in soup or stewed with chicken. A certain type of trellis, more referred to as a harbor. Harbor, chocho harbor. That's it. Chocho. Now this right here is a very young Scotch bonnet pepper plant. This is just a video intending to give a tour of a small farm, my farm, here in Jamaica. This right here is spinach. A certain variety of spinach. There is quite a few different varieties of spinach, and this happens to be one of them. It's a vining variety of spinach. This is called pak choy, Asian greens. That's cabbage that will further develop into a head that can be sliced to prepare vegetables on your dinner table. This plant is sweet potato. It's a sweet potato plant. Produce a food staple underground. This is a pineapple plant. Sugar pine. More Asian greens. Pak choy white. 360. I'm turning in 360-degree right now because there are cabbages all around me on this farm. This right here is a herb, a certain herb called fever grass in Jamaica. We call it fever grass. In the urban area, I guess they call this lemongrass. Lemongrass. They use it to brew a certain tea that provides health benefits. Hot pepper. This green leafy vegetable is called callaloo. Widely grown in the Caribbean, mostly Jamaica though. Preferred in Jamaica. Because I have perennialized callaloo in this specific area, every time I try to plant cabbage, the callaloo will resurface. But they will be harvested. They will be harvested soon, and leaving cabbage to thrive all by themselves. Pour on this carrot. So this right here is a more established spinach plant. Spinach plant. It's vining. This variety is of spinach is a vining variety. Very nutritious too. Increases your blood count if you consume a lot of this type of green leafy vegetable. Same spinach that Popeye. If you ever watch that cartoon, he always eats spinach to soup up himself for combat or any sort of physical activity. This right here is another herb, I suppose, it is another herb that is used to brew tea in Jamaica. Beloved herb by Jamaicans. Scotch bonnet pepper. Not yet in production, this one right here. This right here, this plant, it's called tobacco. This is the plant that makes a lot of money in places like Canada, America, and first world countries of that sort. Because they use this plant to make cigarettes, cigars, some people even chew tobacco. Very important plant to some folks, to some people, but I do not use tobacco. I just grow it because I like to grow plants. A more established mint plant right here, used to brew tea in Jamaica. Very nice tea. Another Scotch bonnet pepper, not yet in production, but soon. Okay, this is the most established Scotch bonnet pepper tree on this farm at this moment that is in production. As you can see, this is a very high yield. Why I refer to it as high yield? Because it has so many peppers on it, and as soon as I pick or harvest these peppers, a whole lot of pepper will grow back on it real quick. There, lots of ripe green peppers, green and ripe, both green and ripe peppers on this plant. I even have flowers on this farm to attract pollinators, bees specifically. Those pollinators are very important to me for pumpkins, to pollinate pumpkins so that they produce fruits. If the fruit, if the female flower of the pumpkin is not pollinated by a pollinator or and pollinated by me, then the fruit will just fall off the vine and do not develop. It needs to be pollinated in order to develop into a complete, edible, perfect fruit. More Scotch bonnet. Garden hose for irrigation. Machete. One of the main tools used in Jamaica on a farm. PVC pipe that was being used to create the irrigation system. Working gloves that I always wear when I'm working to protect my hands. Yameds. Banana sucker. Cabbage. So the main crop here, you could call it the cabbage as the main crop here. It's a cash crop, a 2 to 3 months crop, depending on the weather condition or how often or how well I irrigate this crop. Plantains, bananas, chocho on this farm. Another pile of chicken manure. Not yet broken down, but is happening on a slow process. And in the meantime, while it's being broken down, it is already providing nutrients to this area. If you note the, if you can note these plants right here are really thriving due to the quality of the soil being enhanced by chicken manure. Another Scotch bonnet tree just starting to produce. Very little Scotch bonnet peppers on there. Very small Scotch bonnet peppers on there. At this section of the farm we have pumpkins just being established. What's happening here is a method called intercropping. If you can see, as you can see, there is a plantain here and a pumpkin that was planted in the same hole. It is unwise to plant only one crop, and I will let you know why it is unwise to plant only one crop. It's for more than one reasons why it is considered unwise to plant one crop. In Jamaica we call this gungu peas. It's a certain legume. This right here. Plantain, pumpkin, plantain, pumpkin. This right here is a recently germinated pumpkin plant. These leaves came directly from the seed. These two leaves right here. And this right here is the first true leaf. Hot pepper. This right here is a round leaf yam. A certain food staple here in the Caribbean, Jamaica. It's an underground food. Sends a vine on a stick. Towering almost 12 to 14 feet up above. Okay, this is another coconut tree that was planted recently, not yet established or properly established. More pumpkins. More hot pepper. Cabbage. I'll make another video to show when these cabbages are starting to fold up, producing a head. When these cabbages started to make head, I'll make another video, a follow-up video, even to show when I'm reaping, harvesting, reaping, harvesting, slash harvesting. Another round leaf yam. Beautiful sky, beautiful day here in Jamaica on my farm. A no-name farm, but pretty soon I will name this farm as my cousin suggested, my favorite cousin. His name is Flavor Potter Edwards. At least so him call himself, but his right name I will not disclose at this moment. I would have to hear from him first. I'll leave a link down below so you can also subscribe to his channel. Even though his channel is a more established channel than this one. This is carrot. Not doing very well as I would like, but I'm going to harvest this one to see how it is going. Beautiful carrot. Tariq, wash this one off and let us taste it. Let's follow Tariq to where the water is at. Now this is a pumpkin plant. It's slowly establishing itself. You're going to wash the carrot, Tariq?
Yes,
Another Scotch bonnet pepper plant. Just starting to produce. Just starting to produce. Hot peppers don't necessarily need pollinators. They are wind pollinated. Wash the carrot, my boss. crunchy, I suppose. Tell me how it is.
Tastes wonderful. Tastes sweet.
Yeah. Tyreek enjoying a carrot farm fresh, just pulled up and washed. And how it is tasting, Tyreek?
Wonderful and nice and sweet.
Sweet. Well, Tyreek is always here with me. We are what, Tyreek? Brethren. So we say in a Jamaican, we are brethren. See pre. Yeah, man. Probably in America we would say we are friends or buddies. But some sort of language we don't use in Jamaica. We rather say brethren. Now this cabbage right here is slowly starting to produce a head. Not perfect as yet. Haven't been sprayed with no form of chemical, so you can see they are in very good health. Cash crop does not necessarily has to be doped up with chemicals and all sorts of chemicals from the farm store, which is why my customers prefers my vegetables, because I try to keep them organic so it don't give them belly ache and pain. I even have flowers on this farm I mentioned before to attract pollinators such as bees. Heading towards the nursery area where I sowed the seeds, waited on them to germinate, and as soon as they reach the size to be transplanted, I remove them and transplant them further out in the field and space them about a little over a foot apart. This is another wobbler sprinkler pipe where you can attach a hose to water the field. All this plumbing was also done by me. And as I said before, I planted these cabbage in succession so that when it comes to harvesting, I will also harvest in succession. Another established mint plant used to brew tea. So these cabbages are a little smaller, more wobblers, sprinklers for irrigation. Irrigation is extremely important on a farm now or nowadays. Due to global warming, it's almost impossible to farm without irrigation. This one is a banana, and at the end of the banana right there, you would call this little purple thing a banana flower. That's another area of the farm that leads all the way up to the roadway, which I suspect is giving access to thieves. I sometimes suffer a lot from predation in this area. They always come to thief or to steal plantains. They like to steal. in the dead of night when I'm asleep. Roadway. You can see the cars passing by. So my farm is not very far away from the road, the public main road. The farm is like a maze. There are many walkways to take me to different areas of the farm. This is one of them walkways. It's like a maze. This is another. And there is this wobbler down here, sprinkler irrigation system again. I installed these all by myself. So I'm a plumber farmer. Farmer plumber. Just a little tour of my farm, basing on a philosophy that if you work you will eat. And if you have read the book Prosumer's Power, basically telling you to eat what you grow and grow what you eat in order to survive or to thrive in difficult times. Green leafy vegetable called callaloo, mostly grown in Jamaica. Health benefits, as is rich in vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin D, boosts your immune system, helps you fight off viruses. This right here is a okra plant, not yet established, properly established, not yet properly established. Yeah, this is quite some cabbage and a lot more to be transplanted. Okay, visiting another area of the farm just now. Yeah, this is where the composting is being done. We'll enhance this area with more compost bins soon, so we can have more composting going. Composting is a process by which we break down, we set all organic, biodegradable biomass in containers to break down slowly over time to produce what we call compost that we use as a natural organic fertilizer for our farm. We're going to add more biomass to this one pretty soon. These are sweet potatoes, trash underneath the bottom, dried grass and leaves, kitchen waste, pumpkins that are not necessarily edible because of low quality. We set them here to decompose. We cover it to keep the heat in, which speeds up the process and break down quicker, much quicker. There are worms inside there and other things. I'm slipping with the names right now. That is helping to break these things down. Even feathers can be broken down, very rich in nutrients. Eggshells, all those things can be broken down here. Peeling skins from yams and bananas, or any type of biomass, leaves. So the tree that we pruned, we will also add those leaves to this bin and let it stay there to break down. It's a mixture of carbon, which is the brown leaves, nitrogen, which is the green leaves. So you put the green, you put the brown, you add some feather, you have some eggshell, some kitchen waste that is biodegradable and has no chemical, and it all stays there, sit there and decompose, creating compost. Planting, planting. Most of these plantains are already harvested and sold by me, yes, the owner, and some was stolen also. Sugarcane, called one of the police stripe. In Jamaica we call it the police stripe. Why would a building block be doing? What would a building block be doing on the farm? Sometimes I sit around when I get tired, maybe drink a beer. Jamaican red stripe beer. Not a very big fan of alcohol, but at times. Okay, this is a plant in a well-established planting root. This one will soon produce a fruit. We would say shoot. And this right here is a sword sucker. You know by the slenderness of the leaf. You have a sword sucker and a water sucker. Water sucker has the broader leaf. Planting. Sugarcane. Slowly being established. Young planting sucker. Recently planted about a month ago. Right, Eric?
Yes, about a month ago.
We have right here some yamets and a digging stick that was used to dug up a whole lot of yams from this plot before I re-tilled it recently. If you have any idea, you would know that yams were dug up here. Those are whole yamils that was harvested recently, dug up. Yam and sweet potato was harvested here recently on my farm. Plantain sucker, recently planted about 3 to 4 weeks ago. This land here has been prepared for more vegetables. Another variety of plantain, this one is called the one and bandit. I'll give you further update about this variety in another video. More sugarcane. This sugarcane was recently harvested, so there's not much here right now, but pretty soon again there'll be a whole lot. Beautiful sugarcane, very sweet. More yamils that was harvested recently. I paid somebody to dig them up for me. This right here is a citrus tree. I'm not sure if it's a orange or a lemon, lime or tangerine, but I know this tree belongs to the citrus family of trees. Very young tree though, taller than me. That right there is a breadfruit tree. In some country they call it bread nut, but in Jamaica we call it breadfruit. More sugarcane. And this is not all of the farm. There's other sections that I didn't bother to explore in this video. I will show you the other sections pretty soon. So Terry, you say one shell one peas, make them see what go on there, so. Me and you are do this in this together. Shell one dry one and one green one. Yeah, in Jamaica we have another language called Creole, Patois. Some people say we chat bad, but we not call it chat bad, it's just a second language because we master more than one language. So we chat how we feel like sometime. And the next time we use standard English because we pass your high school. Range, me have it in. I go try Spanish, French, Zulu, Sour Bonnet chami. I go try a little French and little other languages. So that's a dry one you have, Tyreek. This dried one, we can save the dry seeds to be replanted. And the green ones, we like to cook them green to make a soup called gungo soup. Or we cook it with rice and call it gungo rice and peas, we call it in Jamaica. Because in Jamaica we language sophisticated. So we call things certain other way than how other people in the first world country they know it. We refer to things kind of different in Jamaica. You see pre. All these places we dug up yams. Yams are a certain food staple commonly used in cooking in Jamaica. Established plantains, there they are. These plantains are in production. If you watch them with teeth, we suffer here, we suffer pre-the-loss here all the time. I suffer pre-the-loss because these are mine. And people try to steal them when in the dead of night when I'm asleep. That one is banana. So folks, or maybe I should say viewers, some people would say guys, but I like to say viewers. This is ginger, a certain root that is used for flavoring food and making some type of drinks called ginger beer. It's an additive really. You can add it to any juice that you make and give it a ginger taste. Very nice. I harvested a lot of ginger. Could show you some more of it. Coming to the end of this video, viewers, but I like to show you something before the end. Follow me. These tools are what we use on a regular here in Jamaica on the farm. A pickaxe, a garden fork, a garden fork. And this is a pile of ginger and dirt, soil, clay soil, mixed in with ginger that we dug up yesterday. So we'll have to clean this up before we actually sell this or use this in the kitchen. We'll have to get all the soil off of it first before we do so, before we can sell it, package it for shipping or whatever we do with this. The entire thing is a root to be exact. The entire thing is a root, but this part, alright, that part is the part that we use for flavoring drinks or food. Show it up to the camera now. Yeah, ginger. Yeah, so most vloggers When they reach the end of their video, they're telling you to like, subscribe, share. I don't like to order people around, but I know this video is very compelling for you to like, share, and subscribe. I just presume that you already did, or assume that you already did. That's it, folks. Until next time, peace.